Hello, everybody on the Master Shaw TaoCentreToronto Facebook page, and welcome, welcome, welcome. We are so grateful to be here with you today. Honored and excited to be joined by a very, very special guest. And she is a fellow Tao Hands practitioner and so much more. And we're very, very honored and excited to be joined by Alexandra Joe Hastings. So thank you so much for being with us today.
Yes, thank you for having me. I'm really excited to be here.
Awesome. And yes, so today, everyone, welcome, whether you're watching this live or on the recording. We are going to be connecting about a very special experience workshop we have coming up right in the beginning of January 2nd and 3rd. And it's about connecting to your ancestors. And this is one of our most treasured workshops. It only happens once a year. And it is so next level. So, Alex, you have experienced this workshop, and so would love to hear from you. How it has impacted your life, your journey, and whatever you feel called to share with us about your experience.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much, Alexia. Thank you for everyone tuning in, whether live or afterwards. So I'm going to be taking the workshop again for sure. This will be my second time taking it. Really, though, this journey with calling in my ancestors and working with them in a different way and just being aware of what that even means really started one of the first times I was ever at the Tao Chang on a Friday night in Toronto. If you have been in the community for a while, you'll know what I'm talking about with Master Beignet and the teachers. And I had put my hand up to see if I had guidance to become a Tao Hands practitioner. And Master Beignet, of course, said yes. And then she also kind of leaned forward and said to me, "You're really connected to the North Star. You're really connected to that." And of course, that just clicked for me for so many reasons. You know, as a little kid, my father had always told me that anytime I missed my mother, who had passed away, to look up and find the brightest star and to talk to that star, because that's her, and that she's up there, and that she's watching, guiding, protecting, has answers for me. So that idea, that concept had been in my mind since I was 6 years old. So when Master Beignet said that, I was like, whew, and I just immediately felt this group of love and people and ancestors with me. And that really started my journey into understanding myself more, both my blood lineage ancestors as well as my spiritual ancestors, because a lot of us know that those are two different things, and if you don't understand that, I highly suggest coming to the workshop. So I really started to dive into both, and something really magical happened in that. My life started to make sense again. I started to notice my alignment in what I needed to be doing with my life, because it's just loops that keep going, and the karmic debts that I had to pay and what that meant. And really, it's become my guiding light more than anything else, and the concept of who I'm meant to be, who I really am at my core, who I am in my karmic blueprint, who my spiritual mothers and fathers are, because that's, of course, relevant to my journey as well. And now I work primarily in understanding karma and narratives and loops, even with the Tao Soul Communicator. It's all about communication. So it's made a significant impact in my life, in the way that I serve others, the trust I have for my path, never really being, I think it's normal to have a little bit of fear and concern and things that come up and moments of like, oh, what am I doing? What am I going to do? But essentially with that connection for me, to the North Star and my ancestors, ultimately it gives me that ground support that's just like, no, keep walking your path. You're going where you're meant to be going. And above all, you are loved and supported,
That's huge. Everything that you're sharing. Thank you so much for sharing with us about this sacred, special connection, and about how also in a very practical way, what you're sharing, it has impacted your life and your service and how you show up. And all aspects of your life, this huge expansion, this huge opening and grounding. And it really is inspiring. And like you shared so beautifully, these ideas of these different types of ancestors that we have, and awakening deeper to that. That was one of the things that really awoke in me the first time doing this course is, oh my gosh, I had only ever thought of ancestors as my grandparents, aunts, uncles, this type of lineage, but it's also so much grander than that, and connecting to that as well. And so it's incredible to hear how that has impacted your life and your service. And for anyone who might be watching this and they're curious about possibly taking this, what would you share with them if they're considering or they're curious, depending on where they're at on their journey right now?
Yeah, so I feel like collectively a lot of people are looking for answers, and they're asking these very human questions. Why am I going through what I'm going through? Why can't I break through this thing? Why can't I work through it? And I think it was Master Share in the video and the live stream last night who had mentioned that, you know, our ancestors have karma as well, and our ancestors have successes and failures as well. Our ancestors have, you know, repercussions to their actions, and the more that we understand our ancestors and what they've gone through, the light and the dark, the more we can break through in this present life. I find that a lot of people are asking these very human questions that have very deep spiritual answers. So there's the misunderstanding, and there's the helplessness and hopelessness trying to figure it out on a human level, but sometimes you just can't, and it has to do with the stars and karma and our soul's journey. You know, it's beyond and outside of this three-dimensional reality. So it can go so many ways. It can empower you, and it can also help you through. I mean, either way, it's empowering you, but it can be that light, joyous, like, wow, this is my path, and I understand this. And then it can also help you through some of those really helpless and hopeless moments of lack of understanding. You know, it almost gives you permission to be like, oh, this isn't just mine. No wonder I don't understand it fully.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you so much for sharing that, especially for what so many of us are going through at this time on Mother Earth in this unique time. And to be able to deepen our connection with our ancestors is such a beautiful, sacred practice, and one that anyone from any belief system, any tradition, whoever you are, if you're a human being breathing on this planet, you have ancestors. And let's connect with them, right? And in this workshop, it's connecting with ancestors to light your path for 2021, and to cultivate compassion, cultivate that courage. Like you shared so beautifully, that compassion, that courage to move forward no matter what it is that we're facing at this time. And so for everybody that's watching, really encourage you to hop on into this workshop. And also, Alex, what is it about this workshop that makes it unique? Because the thing is there is a lot of ways that you can connect to your ancestors, through prayer, through just simply writing a letter, or just connecting in your heart, or reflection, or all these different ways. And one of the things that I find that make this workshop so unique is the wisdom and the blessings of the Tao calligraphy healing field, and the wisdom and the blessings of the Tao, and not necessarily Tao like Taoism, but Tao like the ultimate source and oneness. So it's a universal practice for anyone from any belief system. And so to me, that's what has made this so unique. So I'm curious for you, your experience of this workshop. What was it about doing it in the Tao calligraphy healing field and receiving these high-level blessings and transmissions that kind of made it unique for you, a unique way to connect to your ancestors?
Yeah, that's a really, really great question. So I think really, or I feel mostly, what makes it so different and what makes the experience of having this workshop done with the Tao and with the Tao calligraphy and the master teachers and the blessings, as you mentioned, because of course you can connect to your ancestors in any which way. You can use your dreams to connect with them and call them in. You can realize who they are in meditation and all these things. But of course, when we're in the Tao Chang, we're in the ultimate light field. So our blockages outside of it begin to lessen while we're in that field. So for me, I feel like there's a deeper connection to our ancestors, while simultaneously we're having some of our master teachers support us and clear karma so that we can actually be closer to them. And it's kind of like having, being close to an animal medicine or being close to certain symbols or things like that. The more karma you release with that entity, whatever it is, the more you can tune in and actually not use, but connect with the soul of that ancestor to support you. So it's learning who your ancestors are while simultaneously clearing anything so that you can call them in, so that you can talk to them, so that you can heal with them. I remember, with me, I had this wild experience where I saw my parents sitting in the back of the room who had passed away, and I was clear as day. I could see, I was crying, being like, whoa, I can see their light bodies right now. And it really cleared the blockages in here that I was having around connecting to things that I couldn't see or touch, especially when it came to souls that could serve me and guide me and help me and love me.
Beautiful, beautiful. Well, thank you so much for sharing this. And for anyone who might be new to the Tao calligraphy healing field, the Tao calligraphy healing field is a field created through calligraphies, and they have a very beautiful high frequency and vibration. And we get more into a lot of these teachings of what Alexandra Troy Hastings is sharing at a very high level for you, so you get to more deeply understand what is occurring and how this information, how any of these things in our field are transforming into positive information and into lighting our path. So thank you so much, everyone who has joined us, whether you joined us live or on the recording. We're so grateful to have you here. And there is a lot of amazing information shared in this live. And if you have any questions, or if you would like to go deeper into understanding this for yourself, because truly the greatest way to experience this is to experience it, not just hear about it, but actually experience it, actually do the workshop, connect. And one of the most incredible things is you actually, as an attendee of this workshop, get to hear through a special reading who one of your most important ancestors is, that's going to guide your entire year. So for me, the last 3 years doing this workshop, each and every year, that whole year, that ancestor completely guided the way. So this is going to be a huge opening for everyone who joins us, that you're able to discover who your most important ancestor is to guide your life this year in 2021. So before we say goodbye, Alexandra, is there anything else that you would like to share with everybody?
Yeah, I think ultimately, if I could leave with any statement around understanding who your ancestors are, it's that just remembering that any information you receive, it's windy over here, any information you receive is only going to support you and enrich your life. So there's nothing to hesitate or be afraid of. It's only going to be light and love.
Beautiful. Love it. So thank you so much, everyone who joined us. Thank you, everybody who is going to be watching us on the recording. Love you, love you, love you. And we hope to see you this January 2nd and 3rd. You can register at the link in the description of this video if you're watching on Facebook, or the link in our bio if you're watching us on Instagram. And we are so excited. Alexandra and I are definitely going to see you there. So lots of love, everyone, and see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.